In this episode of this series, I'm going to be discussing what is the best coaster in each state of the United States. Hello coaster lovers. So this will be part 2 of this mini-series, and this is by far the smallest episode, and we are only covering a grand total of 6 states, and half of them do not have an extreme coaster or park. So as for the area of land that I'm covering, it's the Great Plains, and it's the region that is colored in a brownish yellowish color, but we're going to a state that doesn't really care about coasters, North Dakota. This is a state that nobody visited, and it only has one coaster, and it's called the Runaway Train at Superslide Amusement Park in the capital of Bismarck. So I guess this is the best coaster in North Dakota, and it's a souped up Wisdom kiddie coaster, but there is nothing much to say besides that it looks janky. As for the next state, it has a little bit more to offer, but it's not by a whole lot. It's North Dakota's twin, South Dakota. Home to Mount Rushmore, South Dakota has way more to offer, and by that I mean a kiddie coaster and a mountain coaster, but I'm choosing this coaster because of the theme. It's called Humpty Dumpty's Great Fall. That name is just incredible, but this is an parallel gravity coaster like Whistlepunk Chaser at Dollywood, SpongeBob at SeaWorld in Australia, and the Dragon Apprentice coasters at the Legoland parks. But anyway, great theme but mild coaster. As for the first of 3 states that I've been to, this is the most visited state for me in this video, and that is with Nebraska. This is a state that was home to nothing, but they did open a coaster about a week ago when this video was published, and surprise surprise, it's also an isn't parallel gravity coaster, but nobody knows the name, so you can search it up on RCDB. So moving on, the next state we got is the second tornado paradise, Kansas. For right now, Kansas has 12 kiddie coasters, but if this comes true, Kansas is debuting another Mattel Adventure Park style park, and even better, they're getting a clone of Twin Mill Racer, so I guess that will settle for Kansas. I previously discussed this in the first episode, and you can go check it out in the card above, and most of that will apply onto here, so great layout and cool colors. So moving on, the other tornado paradise is Oklahoma. This has more to offer than the previous states, but it's not by much. It's home to Frontier City and Diamondback. Not to be confused with the hypercoaster at Kings Island. Instead, this is an aero shuttle loop. Elitch Gardens and the Pleasure Beach Resort are the only parks that have a shuttle loop like this, but I have heard coming off of the launch platforms deliver insane airtime. This is easily a dime a dozen. And now it's time to break down the best state in this episode with Texas. Same thing as California, I don't think Texas has that major standout coaster, but I settled for Iron Rattler. This is the first RMC to feature an inversion, and RMC is an RMC, it'll be incredible. It has a great first drop, a great 0G roll, and the elements on top of the quarry wall. Het psych, it looks like the POV was slowed down to half the speed, but this was shot early in the morning, so when it's warmed up, it shouldn't be as slow. And speaking of the quarry wall, this coaster is located on top of Fiesta Texas's famous limestone quarry wall, which is pretty cool. And there were some other great coasters I had to leave out, such as Wonder Woman, New Texas Giant, the upcoming Circuit Breaker and Palindrome, Barack Bullet. There's just so many coasters I had to leave out. But I want to hear from you guys. Have you been on any of these coasters? If you enjoyed this video, please give it a big thumbs up. And you can subscribe to show your support for the channel. Episode 3 of this series will be coming out in 5 days, and I'll be covering the Midwest, so that should be exciting. And make sure to keep that adrenaline pumping, and thanks for watching.